Everybody ready? Good evening, everybody. It is so nice to see a full council chambers. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have a great night ahead of us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I will now call to order the regular city council meeting. It is now 6:40. City Clerk Duarte, would you please take roll?
Yes, Mayor. Councilmember Horn,
Present.
Councilmember Sosa,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo,
Here.
and Mayor Frometa.
Present. At this time, I would like to invite Pastor Art Reyes from Calvary Chapel, Downey, to lead us in the invocation. And if you can please stand.
Well, good evening, and thank you, Mayor, for the invitation, and council members tonight as we come for a very important meeting installing new leadership in our city. And I want to read to you a verse before I pray this evening. It's the verse where the people of Israel, the nation of Israel, received a new leader as well, an installation of new leadership. And this was God's word for that new leadership. Only be strong and courageous, that you may observe to do according to the law which Moses my servant commanded you. And do not turn to the right or to the left hand, that you may prosper in whatever you do. God's word is very clear that the blessing and the land only comes through obedience to his word. I encourage you, I beseech you, I beg you, that as you are leaders in this city, that you would do it according to God's word, that you would serve accountable to the word of God. Leadership means servanthood. That means that we are here to serve the people. The people are not here to serve us. Jesus and his word is the only way that true leadership, godly leadership exists, and that's where we find the blessing of God. Let's pray. Lord, we come before you, and we thank you, Lord, for the city of Downey. We know, Lord, that you have called us to lead and to serve for such a time as this. And we ask, Lord, that you would bless the decisions that are made here, that they would be made not to please man, but to please you, that you would be pleased in what happens in this room, Lord, that you'd be glorified. And I pray, Lord, that we would do, not just speak, not just say, but do everything that's written in your word, that we'd hold ourselves accountable to what you say. And we thank you, Lord. We ask, Lord, that you would give us wisdom from above. In Jesus' name, together we said, amen. Jesus is the reason for the season. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Pastor Reyes. And at this time, I would like to invite Girl Scout Troop 5605 to lead us in the flag salute. So if you can please remain standing.
Please join us in the flag salute. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Could we please give the Girl Scout Troop 5605 a round of applause? Thank you, ladies, and thank you, parents, for bringing them. We appreciate their involvement and their growth in civic involvement. Thank you. I would like to welcome everybody to tonight's council meeting, and I would like to also acknowledge our former mayors and council members in attendance tonight. First, I would like to acknowledge former mayor and civilian aide to the Secretary of the Army, Mario Guerra, who's standing to our left. I would also like to acknowledge former Mayor Rick Rodriguez in the back. I would also like to acknowledge former mayor and now Assembly member Blanca Pacheco. Also, Mariana Pacheco with Cerritos Board of Trustees. Michael Calvert, Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce. I would like to acknowledge some of our commissioners tonight. Carrie Uva, my planning commissioner. Former planning commissioner, Mr. Dan Fox. Thank you for joining us. And if I am missing anyone, I know we have representatives from Supervisor Han's office on their way, and we also have, let's see, representatives from Senator Archuleta's office. But as they come in, I will go ahead and acknowledge them. But thank you for joining us tonight. It is such a pleasure to see all of you, and we just came from Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo and I had the pleasure of attending the Board of Education meeting, and we presented outgoing president of the board, Giovanna Perez Saab, a commendation for her leadership over this last year. And we also had the opportunity to see some of the high school, Warren High choir singers, and they delighted us with some wonderful Christmas carols. And overall, just really a great opportunity to see our community coming together. We also witnessed the presentation made by the principal of Downey High and the importance of having IEDs and, of course, CPR, and how a life was saved because of that at one of our high school games at Downey High. And again, how our community comes together. This was not exactly a planned game. Football games are not necessarily played on Wednesdays, but in this particular time, it just so happened that they were playing on a Wednesday night. And just to see the immediacy of the response and the way Principal Houts really explained it, how everything lined up so perfectly. And in a room full of parents and teachers and community members, such a great reminder that we have a really strong community. And many of those community members indicated to us they would be joining us for this meeting tonight. And so just the involvement is important. I always say engaged communities are strong communities, and that is what we see, and that's why Downey continues to be a lighthouse in this community. Thank you for joining us once again. At this time, we will move on to the first item under presentations, and that is a special presentation to outgoing Councilmember Horn. Councilmember Timothy Horn was appointed by this council to fill a vacancy in District 1 after our Councilmember Blanca Pacheco was elected to a state office. And he has served our city with distinction, and we are just so thankful for the time and the effort that he has put over the last several months. And as we are getting ready to install new council members a little bit in just a few moments, I just want to say thank you to Councilmember Horn for your involvement, your availability, and representing our city at just about every event, in town, out of town. Just thank you. Thank you for your willingness to serve this community. We also have somebody from Congress, let's see, Congressman Garcia's office here. If you can please stand. Okay, we will then go down and do our presentations.
Mayor, can we please move forward with the adoption of the resolution before we come down for presentations?
Oh, absolutely, yes. I think I missed that then. Okay, let's see. We have one special item of business, and that is to adopt resolution number 23-8208, reciting the fact of the special municipal election held on November 7th, 2023, to fill 2 vacancies on the City Council, declaring the results and such other matters as provided by the provisions of the city charter and the laws of the state of California relating to this charter. Is there a motion and a second to approve the resolution?
So moved.
A second.
Great, please vote.
Mayor, we're gonna go ahead and take a roll call for this item.
Great.
Councilmember Horn,
Present.
motion,
Oh, yes.
thank you. Councilmember Sosa,
Yes.
thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo,
Yes.
and Mayor Frometa.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we will now move on to the first item under presentations, and that is the special presentation to outgoing Councilmember Horn. Well, as I indicated up on the dais, we are extremely grateful for Councilmember Horn to come to our aid in our time of need. Certainly, the people's business needed to continue to be conducted. And with a vacancy, we needed somebody to fill that spot. And Councilmember was one of several who applied for that appointment. And over the last several months, he has been active and involved. He has been active and involved, and certainly his priorities have been, as you know, street lights and parking, and he has been such an advocate for that. Again, it's been a pleasure serving with you, Timothy, and there hasn't been an event that I think you've missed. Maybe one, but he has been such a loyal representative, and I really appreciate your willingness to serve. Certainly, being a public servant is that. When you can serve your community and serve it with distinction and represent it without any hidden motive, and you show up and you serve. So thank you in recognition of your hard work and commitment to the residents of the city of Downey and your exemplary service as a city council member, given this 12th day of December, 2023. If we can please give him another round of applause. And we not only present him with a certificate of recognition and appreciation, you have the mayoral challenge coin to continue to do great work, and you also get your book of this is a book of memories for you, of all of the things that you have done over your time in office. And at this time, I would like, if you have a few words that you would like to share with the audience.
Sure. Well, I want to thank the mayor and the council members for giving me the trust to come and represent District 1. I knew for years there were different issues that weren't being addressed. And as mentioned, the lighting issues, parking, some safety. And they gave me the opportunity to express my will and hopefully improvements for the city. I deeply appreciate this award. And I will always take it with me. The gratitude that I have for my residents and the city at large for over 40 years of being a resident, some of it in service, and I deeply appreciate it, Mayor. Thank you.
It is also important to note that Timothy Horn served as a Public Works Commissioner under former Councilmember Blanca Pacheco. So, let's go ahead and take a photo, shall we? I know Assemblymember Pacheco also has a presentation for Councilmember Horn.
Good evening, everyone. It's always a pleasure to be back here in Downey, the city that I served in and the city where I still live in, and now I represent you at the state level. But I want to thank all of you for being here for such a special occasion. I want to thank our Downey PD in the back, Downey Fire, and also want to thank the men over here, our carpenters. So let's give them all a round of applause. And I also want to congratulate Dorothy Pemberton and Horacio Ortiz on winning your elections. Congratulations. Now you will be up there on the dais. It's a lot of hard work, but I know both of you are more than capable and are going to do an amazing job. So let's give them both a round of applause. And to Timothy Horn, I had the honor and the pleasure of meeting you during one of my campaigns for city council. And he was always a very passionate person, always very involved and engaged with the community, always willing to talk to the residents over near Golden Park. And so I always saw him as a perfect fit as a Public Works Committee member. And so he was my Public Works Committee member, and he did a tremendous job. And so I was happy to see that he was appointed to fill my vacancy during the temporary time from February, I believe, till now. He's done an amazing job. He's been at all the community events, and he's been involved. And so for that, I want to thank you for serving the city of Downey, and for always being willing to participate in all the events. So I have here a certificate which reads, on behalf of the 64th Assembly District, I commend you for serving as council member for the city of Downey. As council member for District 1, you have been an excellent ambassador of the city and have shown exemplary leadership. I wish you many years of continued success and happiness. Signed, your Assembly member, Blanca Pacheco. Thank you for your service.
I would like to call up Melanie Renteria, representative for Congresswoman Linda Sanchez.
Good evening, everyone. I'm from Congresswoman Linda Sanchez's office. She represents a small portion of Downey, but she wanted to make sure that we were here congratulating you for your term that you served. She wanted to say thank you so much for your passion and dedication to this beautiful city and for the time that you served. And here I bring a certificate. It says, on behalf of California's 38th Congressional District, thank you for serving as council member in the city of Downey. Your commitment to serving the community is truly admirable. Best wishes for future success. Signed, Congresswoman Linda Sanchez.
I would like to call up Board Member Gigi Saab from the Downey Unified School District. We also have a certificate from Senator Bob Archuleta. We have a certificate from Congressman Robert Garcia's office. Councilmember Horn also received a certificate of commendation from the City of Whittier. And a commendation from the City of Paramount. And I believe there's someone here from the City of Bellflower that will be presenting a certificate. There he is.
Good evening, Mayor and City of Downey. Sorry, I'm a little late. I came from Norwalk. I did a presentation over there too for our friend Ana Valencia. So as you can imagine, running around is a little tiring. But just want to say on behalf of the City of Bellflower, your neighboring city, we always look forward to Downey's progress. We've admired it for a long time. And as the region strives and works together and collaborates, one city succeeds, the others succeed. And I think that's been clear with our surrounding cities, especially in the last recent decade or so. And so just from the City of Bellflower, I just want to say congratulations to Timothy Horn for his years as a council member, for an outstanding leadership and dedicated service to the City of Downey. Your contributions during your tenure demonstrate the city's commitment to growth and have created a strong foundation for the future. We applaud your achievements and wish you continued success. Signed, Mayor Dan Coops, Mayor Pro Tem Ray Dutton, Councilmember Wendy Morris, Councilmember Victor A. Sanchez, and Councilmember Sunny R. Santa Ynez. So just want to congratulate you. Thank you for your service.
Is there anyone else here present that would like to present a certificate?
I want to thank all the cities that recognize me. I've met a number of them, north, south, made a number of connections, attended a number of different city councils. And one thing that I wanted to bring up is I set out some goals when I first came into office. And I reviewed the goals. I didn't want to be someone, as I heard one time, say, all you got to do is sign checks and pay the bills. I wanted to do more for my community. So I looked at my goal list, and one of the things that it brought up was a parking issue. And I still strive. I did offer suggestions in there. We did adopt a few of them. Working on the homeless crisis, it is solvable, but not completely. The new people coming on, the new council members, I've read their statement about the housing issue. I want to keep it off the city property and keep it away from our expenses, because we're likely to end up funding the bill. So I've spoken with a number of delegates and held my own against putting it on Downey land and keep it on state-funded land. That way they can fund the process themselves. Some of them I didn't have to deal with. Bringing back the confidence in the city of Downey government, stabilizing the city of Downey from its disruption. That's subjective. I'll leave that to everybody to consider that. I helped to rebuild the image. Up and down the state, I went to Sacramento, and I promoted the hydrogen microgrid house, the H2 house, and I was able to get 12 members from the different councils up north to come visit Downey, to visit us, see some of the activities that we have. One person was a graduate of Downey High, and the only thing he could remember was Speedy. And we're known more than being part of the Speedy Historical Building. I also supported, and I continue to support the Columbia Memorial Space Center, supporting the new YMCA project. And with the help of my council members, we are bringing forward the community gardens to the city of Downey. Some issues on public safety, we have to change the law before we can actually implement it. So that still waits to be done. A big goal of mine, and I feel I succeeded at, was building the relationship between the city of Downey and the Downey Chamber of Commerce and the businesses. I visited a number of businesses. I've talked to them. Businesses are why we're here, and so I supported it on behalf of the city to make sure that things were satisfactory. The final comment and I also attended many mixers that the Chamber of Commerce had, so supporting Downey in that way and our businesses. As a son of the daughter of American Revolutionary heroes, I've always backed the veterans and always had a deep respect for the service and support and the belief in building of America. I was a recipient at one point in my life of the American Legion Americanism Award for building successful communities. And in my last regard, I want to thank our city manager, Roger Bradley, for opening up the communication channels for direct communication with the city of Downey and the status communications on issues reported to the city. In my district, things would be reported and then the ball would just drop. And he has helped me to open up the channels, and it not only affects District 1, it affects the entire city of Downey. So I wish to thank the city and the council and the members of administration for doing their job and helping me to look better to the public. And I go on to Washington next week. I'm doing other things in Washington, D.C., and I always stay in connection with Downey as I progress on our theories that we work in Washington, D.C. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. In our agenda, we have a brief agenda tonight. Item number 2 is the administration of oath of office and presentation of certificates of election to newly elected council members. We first have District 1, Horacio Ortiz. City Clerk Duarte, please administer the oath of office to Councilmember Horacio Ortiz, District 1.
Can I please have Assemblymember Blanca Pacheco come forward to administer the oath of office? And Mr. and Mrs. Ortiz as well?
Horacio, please raise your right hand and state after me. I
I,
state your name,
Horacio Ortiz,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support
that I will support
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of California
of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear
that I will bear
true faith
true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution
to the Constitution
of the United States
to the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of California,
of the State of California,
that I take this obligation
that I take this obligation
freely without any mental
without any mental
reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will
well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
I wrote a little something, so. Good evening, Madam Mayor, council colleagues, my family and friends, and a special thank you to all the Downey residents. I want to begin by saying, we did it. It comes with deep appreciation and gratitude that I find myself standing here today on the trust that you've given me to be your next council member. Before I continue, I would like to also begin by sharing a quote that's been very inspirational throughout my campaign journey, as well as my personal life. It reads, "Watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Watch your words, for they become your actions. Watch your actions, for they become your habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny." I love this quote because for a very long time, there were just simple thoughts in which I wanted to represent my city. Yet here I am, reaching what I feel is my purpose and my destiny. It only took one person to open this journey for me. Not a lot of people know this, but I reached out to other Downey leaders and council members previously in order to learn more about how I can help my city I was raised in. In the beginning, I was turned away, but it was Mayor Pro Tem Mario Trujillo who changed my path. His small push and friendship propelled me to new opportunities where I found myself in service of my community. Because of his kindness, I want to give that same opportunity to young leaders who are currently in the same position of not knowing where to start. So to those who might be listening or watching, please reach out to me. I understand that true leadership is not about holding a position of authority or power, but it's about the positive impact you can make on someone's life, as well as inspiring others. I truly believe that the future of our community will always lie in the hands of passionate and driven young leaders, and it is our responsibility to help and guide them. And I want to be that leader for everybody. I also wish to take this opportunity to recognize the foundation that has shaped me to be the person I am today, my family. I know someone told me earlier today that it's okay to cry during this time, so bear with me. Amada papá, ojalá que estén orgullosos de su hijo, porque todos son por ustedes. Los quiero mucho y crecieron un hijo chingón. And to my little brothers, Andres and Eduardo, and my niece and nephew, Giselle and Ezekiel. I know Ezekiel's a little asleep right now. I always try to be a role model for you, and I hope that you are proud of your big brother. I know I am proud of you, and I'm very proud of our family. Also, I would not be here if it wasn't for the unyielding support of my campaign team. So if I can give an opportunity to recognize them. So to Alejandro, Helen, my campaign manager, Hans, Karina, Norma, Carlos Sr., Carlos Jr., former Mayor Mario Guerra, and just to name a few, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me throughout my campaign. Additionally, I want to mention a few others. To our Mayor, Claudia Formeta, thank you for everything you do and everything you've accomplished so far. You once said that you felt that you were in an island alone in trying to serve our community. Know that you're not alone anymore. And I want to become a bridge who brings this council together in order to keep moving forward. To Councilmember Hector Sosa, I hope I've demonstrated through my campaign and my actions that I look forward in working with you on this council. I am ready. And I know I've earned this chance to serve right next to you, and I don't take that lightly. And finally, to Councilmember Timothy Horn, I want to give you all my thanks for representing District 1 during this process. It means a lot to me to know that you served our community well, and I wish you well on your future endeavors. And lastly, above all else, I will never forget who this victory belongs to. It belongs to you, the voters. My heart goes out to those who opened their doors for me and my team. I got to meet so many faces of Downey. I heard your unique stories of love, hardships, and concerns. Know that you've been heard, and I'm determined to move Downey forward to a better place for everyone to enjoy. This is my promise, and now let's get to work. Thank you so much.
Councilmember Ortiz, please take your seat at the dais.
Congratulations, Councilmember Ortiz is official now. Welcome. At this time, yes, please, another round of applause. Thank you, family. Thank you, familia. Every and any accomplishment we do is thanks to the support of familia. Family is everything. So thank you for being here tonight. Now we will move on to District 3. Ms. Dorothy Pemberton. City Clerk Duarte, please administer the oath of office to Dorothy Pemberton, District 3.
I would like to invite former Mayor Rick Rodriguez forward and Shelby and Whitney Pemberton.
Okay.
Take a deep breath. All right, here we go. I state your name.
I, Dorothy Pemberton,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support
that I will support
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of California
of the State of California
against all enemies,
foreign
foreign
and domestic.
that
I will bear true faith
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States,
to the Constitution of the United States,
to the Constitution of the State of California,
and to the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will well
and
faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
the duties of which I'm about to enter.
You're on board. Congratulations. These are my daughters, Whitney and Shelby. Well, it's comfortable, but it's also nerve-wracking, and I thank all of you for being here this evening. I have a speech as well. I've tried to trim it as much as I can, but there's a lot of things I'd like to just say. Good evening, family, friends, and fellow residents. As I stand before you as the new District 3 City Council member, I am thankful for your support and vote. I would first like to give thanks to God, who I put my ultimate trust and faith in. I prayed many times that he would guide me into making many decisions, starting with running for this seat. I believe the outcome was always in his hands. Next, I thank my daughters for always encouraging me with their words of wisdom saying, "It's about time, Mom. You've got this." Finally, my campaign team is amazing. They gave so much of their time and talents. My core team that I wish to thank are Hans, Monica, Vicky, Trish, Gail, Cheryl, Dania, Bonnie, and Dee. To all the other volunteers that helped, words cannot express my deep gratitude for your faith in me to be elected and for your support. For many here in this room, our paths have crossed in the past 35 years that I have been involved in the community. But for those who don't know me, let me tell you a little about me. I'll start by saying that I'm a lifelong resident. Both my parents immigrated to the United States from Germany after the war in the 1940s. My mother was Lithuanian and my father Romanian, making me a first-generation American. They moved to Downey in the late 50s. I grew up in South Downey with my sister, graduated from Downey High, and attended Cerritos College. My mother became a single parent when I was in high school, and we had some hard times. This is where I learned that having faith, never giving up, and working hard for causes you believe in will carry you through life. I married and had two wonderful and beautiful daughters. Two of my greatest accomplishments in life are raising Shelby and Whitney with my former husband of 30 years. Shelby is a UCLA graduate, and Whitney is a graduate of UCSB. I am so very proud of their success thus far and happy that they are here tonight. Currently, I hold a broker's associate license and have been with Century 21 Peak for Downey for 16 years, focusing on residential sales. 20 years ago, I returned to college to obtain a BA in liberal arts, along with a teaching credential and a master's degree from Cal State Long Beach. For the past 15 years, I'm also a substitute teacher with Downey Unified School District. During my campaign, I focused on my decades of community involvement, which began in the mid-'80s when I joined Seroptimist International of Downey. Thank you, Seroptimist. This lit a fuse to expanding my volunteerism. Since then, I've been involved in many organizations and nonprofits with Downey. I know many of you here from this evening from some of these groups: YMCA, Gangs Out of Downey, Assistance League of Downey, Downey Symphonic Society, Habitat for Humanity. I've been president and chairman of various PTA schools, also the director of the PTA Helps Food Pantry, and Downey Ponytail Softball Association. I take pride in having led the initiative to construct a dedicated snack shack for Ponytail on Independence Park. I've also been appointed by 4 different city council members to serve the city in many capacities. Public Works Committee member, Park and Rec Commission, Citizens for Oversight Measure S. I've also served on the Downey Unified School District Measure O Bond Committee. As a two-time graduate of the Downey Police Department Citizens Academy, I'm thankful for the experience. It has enabled me to remain current and learn firsthand of the intricate workings and challenges facing our police department. My commitment to law enforcement is lifelong and unwavering. As an active member of Gangs Out of Downey for more than 10 years, I continue to support these types of organizations which assist law enforcement in the community and in our schools. So here are my goals. Downey has seen many changes over my lifetime and yours. The residents have told me that the two top concerns that they have in the city are safety and homelessness. For community safety, I will focus on hiring more officers. We need to continue to offer incentive programs and to collaborate with the police chief on ways to deter crime. It is very difficult to hire officers as there are not many recruits as in years past, and our police department wants to hire the best officers. Let's also not forget that the current policies in place by the current district attorney's office do not allow law enforcement to fully do their job. We need a DA's office that's tough on crime, so our local police can be as well. With homelessness, I will collaborate with both the city and the county to provide outreach, resources, and programs for the homeless, who may also be mentally ill or have substance abuse problems. Keeping our neighborhoods safe is and must be a priority. Quality of life. Let's return to a proactive code enforcement department, as we currently have a reactive type of policing. Neighbors should not have to call in their neighbors for violations. Code enforcement should be seeing the violations and taking action as they have done in prior years. As a recent resident wrote in last week's paper entitled Broken Window Theory, I agree 100% that we need to be proactive and keep our city clean, properties maintained, and not lower the bar of high standards that Downey has been known for in the past. Downey has always been known for being that city that others look up to because it is well maintained. Our current budget did in fact add another staff member to code enforcement, and I look forward to seeing some positive changes with our new code enforcement director. Neighborhoods are plagued by speeding cars. I have and will continue to work with Public Works to find ways to get drivers to slow down. Ultimately, maybe we have speed bumps on certain streets. Developing a dog park and community garden in D3 is a goal, and I like to work closely with SIACA to help solve our pet population. I'm also concerned about ecology and our water systems. I would like to see more storm drain screens installed on main streets to prevent litter from going into our ocean. Fiscally, we must maintain our strong and balanced budget and keep departments accountable. I will always look at ways to cut and save wherever possible. This will be accomplished by reviewing financials and working with our finance department and city manager. City Hall should also be more business friendly. We should also attract businesses that offer a variety of goods and services, as well as being an array of different types of restaurants. Being more family-friendly businesses with offers as for teens and youth is another good goal of mine. All of these new things I'm looking forward to continuing as businesses must be a good fit for the neighborhood. Some recent businesses have not been a good fit for our residents. This needs to not only be addressed, but be resolved. Steps need to be taken to prevent situations like this from happening in the future. We have a new community development director and a economic manager. I look forward to working with them. In closing, I have met many new residents, campaigning like Carlos, Virginia, and her neighbors, Mercedes and Monica, and help resolve their issues. I'm a boots on the ground type of a person. I will still follow up on a few issues that I've submitted to the city that need corrective actions, like lighting on Bluff by the island and trees that were requested by some homeowners. I encourage everyone to get the Downey app on their phone to report items that need corrective action, especially if you see graffiti. We have a great graffiti area. Call the graffiti hotline. We have an amazing team of city employees that work hard behind the scenes, and I personally thank you. I'm looking forward to continuing an active and involved life in Downey by serving you, the residents of District 3, as your councilwoman. Thank you for your support. Have a good evening. Merry Christmas. Sorry it took so long.
Councilmember Pemberton.
Please take your seat at the dais.
Welcome. We officially have a full council. Can we get a round of applause for that? Welcome. Welcome, Councilmember Pemberton, and thank you all for supporting Councilmember Pemberton's district run. Certainly, we've gone through a wild ride in this city, and we are grateful to have a full council. Thank you for your support and continuing engagement. At this point in time, it is 7:31. I do want to acknowledge former Mayor Fernando Vasquez. My predecessor is in the audience. Welcome. We will break for a recess and to be able to acknowledge and take pictures with the new council members. We will break for 30 minutes. It is 7:31. We will be back here at 8:01 to continue the two last items on our agenda tonight. So we will break for a recess. Are we ready? You ready? Good evening, everybody. We will now reconvene our meeting. If you can please take your seats. And if we can go ahead and close the back doors. Okay, thank you, everybody. If you can please take your seats. There are plenty of seats available. We are now reconvening our meeting. The time is 8:14. Thank you for joining us once again. At this time, I will open it up to City Council member announcements, requests for future agenda items, conference and meeting reports. Starting with my far right, Council Member Sosa.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the food. It's really great to have a full council up here. Let's give another round of applause to our 2 new council members. The only thing I'm not too excited about in these 2 council members is I actually used to be the tallest one on council, and I'm shorter than both of them, so thank you guys. I'll just keep my comments short. I did attend the SCAG Regional Economic Summit, the Southern California Association of Governments, along with MPT Trujillo, and great organization. A lot of local electeds listened to a panel and being able to exchange with other local electeds and some experts and with respect to transportation and housing and how they go hand in hand with our state, which is a very important topic. So more to come on that. And we need to come together and find solutions for those 2 key areas. I attended a few events and ceremonies, but I won't bore you with all that. I will point out one, which was bittersweet. I did attend the retirement ceremony for Chief Leslie Murray. I just wanted to publicly thank Chief Murray for your years of service and dedication, and I applaud you. Thank you so much for all your service. And that concludes my comments, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Sosa. Newly sworn in, Councilmember Pemberton.
There we go. Hello. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Frometa. I too have attended a number, as council member-elect, a number of the activities we've had in town. The sleigh ride with Santa last night was something else to see our residents out. Chamber of Commerce did a great parade this year, one of the largest of attendees that we've seen. And I also was able to do my first ribbon cutting representing the city as council member-elect for Handel's Ice Cream there in the Promenade. They've already opened and had a lot of clients. It's gonna be great. And next month I'll be going with my colleague to Monterey for some training. And I look forward to that and bringing back good information and enjoy going to any of the events that we have in town, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Pemberton. To my far left, Councilmember Ortiz.
Hello. So I really appreciate being here in council. I'm pretty appreciative that we have a full team, and I'm excited for the next few years together. I also attended several events with our colleagues, and we already talked about some of the events that we went to, but I do want to jump on board already on something. I know we have an ordinance for RV and large parking issues, and I know that in Woodruff in particular, we have a lot of big RVs stationed there, and now I'm seeing a lot of RVs stationed in Old River School, so maybe I'm hoping I can start our city council with addressing that issue. So, and that concludes my comments for today.
Thank you. You know, if I will ask our city manager to address that, because I know that's something that we've been discussing.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Ortiz as well. We actually have been out doing enforcement along the Woodruff area. We've been issuing citations in that area for illegal parking. We are actually looking at cleaning up that area. We're exploring some opportunities that we have to designate that area for cleaning and potentially move out some of the vehicles that are over there. So we actually are on a regular basis through our police department going through that area and issuing citations. We've issued quite a few, actually, I think over 70 at this point. So we are actually continuing to do enforcement in that area, and it is a point of focus for us. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, and Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your council meeting. I, too, have had the opportunity to attend many of the festive events that have been going on in our city. Ever since I've been here, it seems like Downey is a go-to destination in the Southeast during Halloween. A lot of people come and see all the beautiful decorated houses in Downey. Some of you really go out during Halloween time and during Christmas time. Downey has to have some of the most beautifully decorated holiday houses in the whole Southeast. There's a list available online. Please go and take your kids and family to visit these beautiful homes. Our families, our residents put a lot of time, effort, and money into this. So hopefully you'll go out and appreciate it. So I went to the tree lighting. The caravan's coming up next Monday. So Santa Claus will be driving around town with our fire vehicles. It's great to see. The Apollo capsule lighting, we were there. My Kiwanis Club holiday party, the holiday parade, several posadas and holiday parties. Thank you so much. I also attended the Chief's retirement. Chief, thank you for everything you did for us. You made history in our city. You have a legacy in Downey. Thank you for everything. Yes. Attended the Shop with a Cop event. What a beautiful event. Our police officers, again, go above and beyond their call of service. A special shout out to my Kiwanis Club members who are here. In Kiwanis, we build future leaders. We sponsor key clubs, key win clubs to give kids an opportunity to become presidents, treasurers, and practice things like the Robert's Rules of Order. And so, Horacio, welcome. I see you as the future of our city. It's so good to have you as my Kiwanian brother and now my colleague here on City Council. I know your heart's in the right place. I've always told you, vote your heart, vote your conscience, do what you think is in the best interest of our city. Dorothy, welcome. Hashtag Dorothy delivers her campaign. She was out there. It's true what our mayor says. Dorothy doesn't need the title council member to get things done. She gets in there, she gets her hands dirty. Her record speaks for itself. We're very fortunate to have Dorothy on the council. Welcome. Special shout out to Ron Kohler, who's here in the audience. Mr. Kohler is, besides being a very generous man, the contribution to the YMCA, Mr. Kohler, thank you so much for investing in our city, our kids, and our seniors. We had a conversation one time where he reminded me about our investments in this city. My largest personal investments are in this city, like his. And I just want to tell Dorothy and Horacio, people are trusting us or you with their tax money. We're a corporation. We were formed in 1956. Welcome to the board of directors, if you will. We hire a city manager, a city attorney. We have amazing department heads. And what people expect, they expect a return on their investment. Their investment is your tax money. Whether you're a renter or a homeowner, you're investing in Downey, and we appreciate that. So we have to look out for your money, and what you want us to deliver is safety. Number one, you want us to protect your families and your property. We have one of the best police and fire departments in the area. We're very proud of that. We will continue to invest in public safety. But you also want services. What the residents want is they want their streets paved. They want us delivering top service because they pay top money. Downey is a little expensive, but I like to say we're worth it. When you go to a restaurant and you get good service, do you tip Yes, you recognize good service. We have to deliver good service for these residents. And in some areas, we are lacking. But with you here, the future of the city is great. And I firmly believe that Downey's brightest days are ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Good evening once again. I will try to keep my comments short. I attended the Cal Cities Policy Summit. I am now the chair of the Public Safety Policy Committee for the League of California Cities, representing all of the cities in the state of California. And our priorities will remain, of course, the enforcement and looking at pushing legislation on issues related to public safety, and that is homelessness, how to better tackle the robberies, the smash and grabs, certainly continuing to advocate for local control as more and more legislation continues to try to prevent cities from maintaining the local control. We know what our residents and we know what it is you need. So I attended that policy summit. I also agree with the council colleagues. We had one of the largest Christmas parades we've had in a very long time, and it was beautiful to see our community coming together. A great shout out to the Downey Chamber of Commerce for putting this parade together. Give them a round of applause. We also did attend Shop with a Cop. Thank you to the Police Association, our Downey Police Association, for the incredible work they've have done over the last few years in selecting families with the help of Downey Unified as well as TLC for needy families and children that were most deserving. This year, 28 families were served and helped. We also attended a veterans breakfast in the city of Paramount, also with the help of RMI, our former mayor Rick Rodriguez, and the veterans organizations that we are involved in. I attended that with Councilmember-elect Pemberton and Councilmember Sosa. We are committed to serving our veterans and making sure that the communication continues. I also attended the Chief's retirement party. Chief Murray, you made history in this city, and the 33 years of service and sacrifice you've dedicated to this community will not be forgotten. And we appreciate you, we appreciate your family, and seeing the number of people that attended your party and the various chiefs, past and present from other communities, speaks to the woman of integrity you are and you have been. And regardless of titles these days, titles come and go, but character and integrity and ethics is what remains. And I just want to say thank you for your years of service to this community. We also attended also an ARC policy summit reception where Dolores Huerta, the legendary Dolores Huerta, was in attendance, and it was also a pleasure to interact with our local officials, but also individuals that are continuing to advocate with people with disabilities. It is not their disability, but it's sometimes our inability to provide access, and that is an event that we attended. Last, but certainly not least, numerous events throughout our community for tree lighting. The Memorial Space Center lighting that just occurred. Thank you, Ben, for continuing to champion STEM education and opportunities for education for our families. This is a community that continues to move forward, and I always get chills when I go to the Columbia Space Center. As a mother of 4 and a mother of someone who was part of STEM growing up, instilling our children the hunger for learning and the hunger for science and space exploration is very important. And knowing what Downey the history and the what Downey did in the role that Downey played and the role that Downey will continue to play in the lives of future generations will continue to be important for us. So thank you for that. And all of this to say we are in the holiday season is in full swing. And as we continue to go about our days, I would like to ask our police department. I know our officers are very, very busy. There's not a single day that is not busy for them. Shopping is in full swing, and I do want to remind members of the community, those of you in attendance, to please be safe, to not leave valuables in your cars. Every city is, unfortunately, is suffering from violence and crime. We are not exempt from that. We were really sorry to hear that even though Downey was one of 29 cities that joined a lawsuit against LA County regarding the zero bail law that went into effect October 1st, that makes criminals, emboldens them. These laws that are coming out of LA County, that lawsuit that we joined, unfortunately, the cities did not prevail. Our city attorney provided us that communication just yesterday, and it is really a blow to the confidence of the current policies we have. And this speaks to our community, and this speaks to all of us, that while local governments and law enforcement agencies can continue to be out there enforcing the law and law and order, unless there is a change in how do we vote, how do we make a change? By voting. We all need to get engaged and involved. We can do all we can, and our officers can be out there responding to every crime that is reported. But unless something is done at a higher level, we continue with the status quo. So I wanted to bring you an update on that. I would like our police department to continue to, of course, patrol the neighborhoods and patrol the shopping centers this time of year. And those of you, please do not leave valuables in your cars, especially this time of year. This will conclude my comments. I want to wish you a very, very happy holiday season. Merry Christmas. Thank you for being here tonight. And I will turn it over to City Manager Bradley for your comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Only thing I have this evening is, again, the others have said, this is Chief Murray's last meeting. I want to wish her well and congratulate her on her retirement and wish her nothing but the best, especially in her future adventures with the many things that she has planned in the future. So thank you for all you've done and wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you for that, City Manager Bradley. At this time, I will now take public comment on agenda, consent calendar, and non-agenda items. We do have a great number of speakers lined up, and with that, we will do 90 seconds per speaker. If you did not receive a number card and wish to speak, please proceed to the back of the room to be issued a number card by city staff. And before we begin the public comment period, I would also like to remind members of the audience that the city's meeting rules contained in the Downey Municipal Code prohibit any conduct that disrupts, disturbs, or interferes with the orderly conduct of the meeting. Copies of this are in the back of the room. Speakers who violate these rules and cause a disruption will receive one warning and then will be removed from the meeting. Violations of the rules of the decorum for council meetings may also result in an administrative fine under the municipal code or citation for a misdemeanor under Penal Code Section 403. This city and the city council acknowledges the right of the public to address issues that are within Downey's jurisdiction and invites the public to do so within this city council meeting. However, the right must be balanced with the need of the city council to conduct the public business in a fair and efficient manner, free from disruption or disturbance. We expect that everybody who participates in this evening's meeting, from the members on the council of the dais, to the staff, to the members of the public in attendance, do so with respect and dignity. Please refrain from using profanity, name-calling, or behaving in a way that disrupts this meeting. This includes yelling, whistling, booing, screaming, and any other outburst that disturbs this meeting. Any conduct that interferes with or disrupts persons who are addressing the council. Any conduct that interferes with or disrupts council members while they are speaking. And any other conduct that disrupts, disturbs, or interferes with the orderly conduct of the meeting. Now, attacks of a personal nature on city staff or city council members that have no connection to agenda items or non-agenda items. I remind speakers that your comments must be addressed to me directly and not to any other council member, city staff, or the audience. Having said all this, let's get public comment started. And once again, I will issue you one warning. City Clerk, did we receive a written public comment to be incorporated into the record?
Yes, Mayor, we did, and copies of these written public comments are in the back of the room for members of the public and were also distributed to the City Council. We have a total of 17 written public comments, one in support of continued funding of State Gallery, one regarding comments regarding El Monte City Council and staff, and 15 written comments in support of appointing Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo as mayor for 2024.
Thank
all,
you.
Mayor.
I will make a motion to receive and file public comment. Can I get a second?
Second.
Please vote.
Sorry.
The motion is approved unanimously.
Excellent. We do have a lengthy list of speakers. And Alicia, are you ready with the 90 seconds?
Yes, Mayor.
Excellent.
We do have 24 speakers as of right now.
Okay. Speaker number 1 may come up.
I have a word of advice for married men. If your wife is going through an emotional problem, she doesn't need reasons. She needs sympathetic understanding. I heard this from Chuck Smith. You can hear him speak on KWVE.com Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. and again at 12 noon, and also on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Peter has also written to husbands about how they should treat their wives. Husbands likewise dwell with them with understanding, giving honor to the wife as to the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers may not be hindered. 1 Peter 3:7. 1 and 2 Peter are letters written by Peter, one of Jesus' disciples between AD 63 to 65. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Speaker number 2 may come up.
Well, good evening, Chief. Enjoy your retirement. Good job. Have fun. I'm not a big feminist, though. I always consider what you do, not what you are. Well, it looks like it is going to be status quo. It appears to be. The mayor is correct. Nothing will change. I still do not see one America First conservative bone in anybody's body up here. and I expect that won't change, but I would like to be mildly surprised as we go along. But if I was a betting man, I would say no, that's probably not going to happen. Things will stay the same. We will be gaslit. There will be a lot of misinformation and disinformation, especially from our fictitious District 5 representative who has helped George Gascon, who the mayor laments, make this a criminal's paradise. So all the tough talk of law and order is going to be on deaf ears there. We need to start exposing and continue exposing all the corruption, which is going to continue, and the dirty water that is in our town. So Mr. Ortiz, complete naivete. Dorothy, contradictions. Let's get to work on that water. See what you do.
Thank you for that, BC. Speaker number 3 may come up.
Mayor, that person left the meeting.
Okay. Speaker number 4 may come up.
Lee Squire, Vietnam veteran, civil rights advocate, son, nephew, World War II, mayor and city council. Anti-Semitism/hatred against Jews in America. These are attacks upon their First Amendment freedoms, and these are attacks upon their federal civil rights. To attack the Jewish people and their houses of worship is to dishonor their liberators, for they are known as World War II veterans. We Vietnam veterans are the children of World War II, and we also grew up during the federal civil rights movement. We Vietnam veterans were also the subject of disrespect, along with the hate of the blacks during the civil rights movement. Stop hate against the Jews. December is supposed to be the month of Hanukkah for the Jews and Christmas for others. God bless the nation of Israel. God bless America. God bless my military and my veterans. God bless local policing across America. God help us also bless the nation of Israel, and God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Speaker number 5 may come up.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mario Munoz. Today, I'm just here as a community member. Just came as my first time speaking out here. I currently in the military. God bless America. Thanks for everything that we're here for and what the service members do. Today, I just came out to support and to give thanks to Pro Temp Mayor Mario Trujillo. I love what he's doing to the community in regards to fixing the potholes. I love the way that he speaks about our city and how it makes him feel so proud about his city. So I just want to thank you guys, city council members, for finally getting together and being able to create a team. And I hope you guys do great work.
Thank you for that. Speaker number 6 may come up.
Good evening, night, Madam Mayor, council members. I just wanted to get on here really quick to just share my experience a little bit, and also congratulations, Dorothy, Horacio. I had the pleasure of working and volunteering with Horacio Ortiz for his campaign, and it really opened my eyes to how important it is to get involved with the city. I got to meet a lot of residents, crazy amount of residents that go through stuff left and right. So I do want to tell you guys that a lot of residents are not just concerned, but they also want your support and your help. It's a little hard for you guys to get to know everybody individually. I actually live in District 3, so Dorothy represents me, right? But I know that you guys don't have a chance to meet everybody on a personal basis, but it is important for us that you guys do what's best for the city, right? And once again, I just want to congratulate you guys. I know that today we're going to be choosing the new mayor for the city of Downey. I believe the next one in line is Mario, if I'm not mistaken. But I just want to say thank you for everything, and hopefully we keep moving the city forward and doing what's right for the city. So thank you.
Thank you for that. Speaker number 7 may come up.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Diana Valencia, and I have been a resident in City of Downey for over 6 years. I'm also a homeowner in District 1 and District 2, and I'm a small business owner. First, I'd like to thank the City Council for their hard work and dedication to Downey. I take pride in calling Downey home, and I have chosen this city to open various businesses because I know the value of a well-run city. I met Mr. Trujillo 2 years ago when he came to our restaurant for a grand opening. And he was very supportive from the beginning. He was very interested in knowing why we chose Downey to open a business and how I felt about the city. After a conversation, I felt that he really cared about the city. And as a small business city, I feel proud to have my business in Downey. And this is why I give my full support to Council Member Mario Trujillo, that he has shown me that he's dedicated and passionate about the city. Tonight, I ask the City Council to vote yes. Mayor Pro Tem Mario Trujillo for our next mayor. Thank you, and happy holidays.
Thank you. Thank you. Next speaker, speaker number 8.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tony Ramos, and I am a small business owner throughout Southern California. One of those businesses we have here in the city of Downey, great city of Downey. Been a resident here for over a little bit of 5 years. I'm here in support for Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo. We met him a few years ago at a grand opening at a restaurant. I generally do think that deep down he does care about this city. From all the conversations I've had with him, he cares about the youth a lot. And the youth is the future of this city. The youth is the future of this country. I have children of my own, and I do genuinely think he does care about the city and where the city is going. I hope that you guys do select him as the next mayor. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Speaker number 9 may come up.
Madam Mayor, members of the City Council, Mr. Bradley and staff, good evening.
Good evening.
90 seconds is too short, Madam Mayor. With that in mind, let me be brief. I want to acknowledge and thank Police Chief Murray for all what she's done for our city. Acknowledge the new council people on board, wish them the best. Also want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a happy, healthy New Year. I want to give a special shout out to all those single parents who provide love and comfort for their kids at this time of the year. Speaking of love, Madam Mayor, we need more love in today's society. We have too much bickering. Now, I love everyone in this room. Except for one or two. This ends my comments, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, John. Speaker number 9 may come up. speaker number 10, yes.
I was like, wait a minute. Let me see. Is it this one or this one?
It's the other one.
The little one?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. Longtime resident, Lizette Rivera, and community leader. And with that, I have a sense of pride because I love the city. And I also believe in fairness. And what does that equal, right? I have had the pleasure of work with every single one of you at one time or another, supported you, stood by your side. I've had my battles with some of you, but nonetheless, I respect every single one of you up there. And I believe in fairness, and I also believe in a due process. And I also believe that in order to obey the due process and respect it, we must honor it. And how do we do that? Regardless of my stance and my differences with Mr. Trujillo, I believe he deserves to be mayor of 2024. The reason why is because if we start selecting and bringing our personal agendas to the platform, then guess what? We're not any better. And there's an issue. I have an issue with that. I respect every single one of you. I also love you in your own different ways, as John stated. But at the same token, I hope that I'm wrong and that we are not a divided city and that each of you will vote fairly and do justice and remember that each one of you have a legacy to remember. And each of you have earned that seat by the votes that have been given by this community at large. So, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, I hope next year in 2024, I can call you mayor. Thank you.
Speaker number 11.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and council members. Today I stand before you, address the remarkable dedication and strong work ethic of Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo. As a fellow business owner, myself, I understand firsthand the challenges and sacrifice it takes to succeed in competitive world of entrepreneurship. Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo's dedication is evident in his every decision he has made and every action he takes. He has shown us time and time again he is not afraid of rolling up his sleeves and getting his hands dirty. Whether it's attending countless community meetings, tireless advocating for the needs of the city, he has proven himself to be a leader who leads by example. His strong work ethic is inspiration to all of us. He has shown us the success is not handed to us by a silver platter, but rather earned through hard work. His commitment to serving community is unwavering and is evident in the positive impact he has made during his time in office. He has shown us that he is not afraid to think outside the box, challenge the status quo, and push the boundaries. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo. Your leadership is truly appreciated, and I'm confident that you will be and continue being a positive impact as mayor of Downey. Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you all.
Thank you for that. Speaker number 12 may come up.
Good evening, members of the Downey City Council. I'm Franklin Castillo. I'm a small business owner who has been serving the residents and businesses for 21 years here in Downey. I met Council Member Mario Trujillo before he was elected official. So today, to this day, I have never found another person who has been a true ambassador to the city or a person willing to help those in need. Since being elected to the council, he has come to on several occasions asking me, wanting to learn more about the challenges in my business in order for him to, to help serve his residents in this city. I'm here today, council members, in support of, in consideration for Mayor of Downey. The residents of Downey could not ask for a better steward of the needs and resources of the city. I thank Mario Trujillo for his experience and knowledge in business, and feel that he's a good candidate as a mayor, and he's going to do well for the city. And as a business owner, I encourage you, City Council, to vote for him, because I know he's going to do an excellent job as a mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Speaker number 13.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adriana Castillo, and I'm here today to advocate for Mario Trujillo to be voted to be the next mayor of Downey. I'm here with my husband, Franklin Castillo, who has spoken about our business experiences here in Downey. I want to talk about the heart of Mario Trujillo. He has always lent a hand when needed without hesitation. Since I have known Councilman Trujillo, I have witnessed him help people with personal and professional advice, including me. You have a man with a golden heart who wants to serve his community and will be a great leader for Downey as your mayor. Tonight, I hope you vote for Mario Trujillo to be the next mayor for the city of Downey. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Speaker number 15. Oh, 14.
Good evening. My name is Judith Pinedo. I am a longtime resident here of Downey, and I am also a small business owner. And I have seen the involvement and the positive changes that Mario Trujillo has brought as Mayor Pro Tem, and I am looking forward for him to be the next mayor. So I am here to ask the council to please vote for him tonight.
Thank you.
As mayor. Thank you.
Now, speaker number 15.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Alondra Salgado. I have been a resident homeowner of the city of Downey for over 15 years. I'm also a resident in District 4, raising 3 children in this beautiful city. They have attended Downey schools. My eldest will be graduating from Cornell University in 2024, an aspiring attorney thanks to Mario Trujillo. I'm thankful he took my son under his wing as a mentor when competing in the many mock trial competitions. I understand the importance of stability in a city, and I'm happy to see this newly elected council as I have met you all in one way or another. I have witnessed Councilmember Mario Trujillo alongside with the council prioritize street replacing, lighting, and the homeless issue, and the love for the city. That is why Councilmember Mario Trujillo has my full support. Tonight, I ask the council for a yes vote to make Councilmember Mario Trujillo our next mayor, 2024. Thank you, and please vote yes for Mario Trujillo, our next mayor.
Thank you.
Because it is time.
Speaker number 16.
Good evening, everyone. My
Good
name is
evening.
Rosie Verdugo. My family has a long history with the city of Downey. We're homeowners and small business owners, and looking forward to open more business here. So with that, we know the concept of hard work and doing things right. Councilman Mario Trujillo has always been there when we have a question, any doubts, or anything that any doubts that we have. If not, he'd direct us to the correct department in the city, at City Hall. He always there to answer all of our questions, and I seen him working so hard for the city only because he loves Downey. He stepped up to become Mayor Pro Term, and I think he will be an excellent mayor because if you put your money where your mouth is, that means you strongly believe in what you're doing. Please vote, make him our next mayor.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Speaker number 17 may come up.
Thank you for allowing me to address you tonight.
Good evening.
I'd like to express my unequivocal support for Mayor Pro Tem Mario Trujillo. My support arises not from some alignment with Mario's political views, but out of having been Mario's neighbor for many years. On 6th Street, where I still live, and have lived for 25 years. From the moment Mario moved next to our family, he opened the door to our family. So we got to know him and his family intimately, in a real way, not in some abstract way, like most neighbors know one another. So much so that 10 years after he has moved out of 6th Street, I still know him personally. I still visit him. I still visit his partner. Let me share a little story that hopefully expresses Mario's in person. One time I saw Mario coming down the street, and I said, Mario, where are you coming from? He goes, oh, I parked on the street. I go, but why? There's a parking space right in front of my house. He goes, I know, but I wanted to leave it to you, for your family to park there. I go, Mario, we have a driveway. He goes, I know. I saw Mario do this, not one time, but many times. That's Mario. I look forward to Mario being our next mayor. Please vote for him. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Number 18 may come up.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Leonard Mata. I'm a resident of Downey for 18 years. In law enforcement, I just want to say that I support Mario Trujillo for mayor of Downey.
Thank you. Speaker number 19 may come up.
I'd like to start off by saying that 90 seconds is not enough, Mayor. You continue to abuse your power and deprive the people of their speaking time and their constitutional rights. I'm also excited for you getting cross-examined in court because I know that you will perjure yourself. I assure you there's evidence that you discriminate against people and that you abuse your power. So I can't wait until you lose that frivolous restraining order. Now, for the moment at hand, there's a lot of people here pushing for Mario Trujillo. Mario Trujillo has insulted people, told them he'll meet them at downtown Downey in a very aggressive and belligerent way. He's called women mija. He's used slurs that are used against the ADA community to demean and degrade other people. He's called women a joke. And he had to immediately resign from being special advisor for whatever reason, but I'll tell you, it isn't a coincidence that before he resigned, he interfered in a court investigation where he tried to offer 7 years to a person who murdered another person, Fernando Rojo. You try to give his murder 7 years. So you can all pretend that you don't understand or care, but it's on video. Everything he's done that I'm saying right now, it's on video. And you can show your support, but there are thousands of people that know who you really are. You're a crook and you're corrupt.
Thank you for that. Next speaker.
Good evening. Thank you for giving me 20 minutes. Can I reclaim my time? My name is Ralph Verdugo. I'm a 33-year resident of the city of Downey, our beautiful city of Downey. I'm a father of 3 boys. I'll go to Downey High, to Downey, Ernsworth, Griffith, and Bears, and Warren. I'm also a business owner, just opened another business here on Florence, the old Marie Callender's Verdugo Steakhouse. Thank you. I know Mario for a very long time, and I know what it takes to be a leader. Mario, you're an amazing human being. You're an incredible leader. This is what we need in this city. We need you. I invest into this city for you guys, for my family, for my kids. And understand, you guys mess up, we will hold you accountable. Every single one of you. This is our city. You live here as well. Let's take care of it. Mario needs to be the next mayor. You are an incredible human being. My mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's not too long ago, which is heartbroken, but out of nowhere, he started giving me places where they take care of her, the medication, the right doctor. He called doctors for me for that. He helped me with my business when the city was taking forever to approve my permits. He jumped in and helped out and guided me to the right place, put me with the right people. Now we're open. 3 months old. Thank you so much, and God bless you, every single one of you, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaker number 21 may come up.
Madam Mayor, council members, everyone, have Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Good to see all of you. I do believe I'm gonna start off by, again, the three minutes I've been nagging on this, and with all due respect, Madam Mayor, you know I love you, I have a lot of respect for you, but 90 seconds is not it. We're bordering on borderline socialists, really, and for me to say that, that's powerful. New council members, I'm very proud of you, Horacio, Dorothy, looking forward to working with you in District 3. But you talked upon the talking points that I want to talk about, but now I'm gonna move because I only have 90 seconds and less. In terms of one thing, it's the State Gallery. It was brought up last week. You, Claudia, and Sosa, you did an amazing job exposing them, paying themselves $220 an hour, mismanaged, and yet we said, yeah, here's another $8,000. I think that's wrong. I think that's irresponsible. I think that's poorly managing our taxpayer money. Next, I can't believe that we're talking about the pro tem mayor spending 30 minutes of our time. This should be a non-negotiable. It should be, with Spider-Man said it best, with great power comes great responsibility. And I keep seeing division here. I would love to see one day where the mayor, you go out with Mario, you go out with Sosa to these events, and maybe you post them on the website to where you attended so we don't take that much time of our meeting talking about where we've been and give it more time to the people. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker number 22 may come up.
Okay, so first I agree that it's not enough time. In a minute and a half, the back of the card says 3 minutes. So we've had this situation where the mayor keeps cutting down the time. I don't think that's appropriate. That line down there that you added when the other attorney left, that line is against the First Amendment. It doesn't make any sense. Anything can be an agenda item that could be in front of the city council. So I congratulate our upcoming congressperson. I'm very happy to see that Joaquin Beltran, Downey resident for a long time, his family has a business in the city, has qualified and is going up against our do-nothing embarrassment of a congressman, Robert Garcia. Very happy about that. Visit joaquinbeltran.com. Next, congratulations to Ms. Pemberton. I think that she did a lot of hard work. I value hard work. I don't think that all candidates do their hard work. They just, some of them just buy their way into the election. Like this person who's the subject of the night. Yes, Mr. Trujillo. You can check all those donations that he got, and I agree with the assessment from Mr. Martinez. Plus, I'll add, I was reminded by his comment of that one email where he threatened the mayor, Ms. Fermetta, with removing her for office, and I just think that's not the politics we want here. So let's think of something else.
Speaker number 23 may come up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to support Mario Trujillo. My name is Andres Aragundi, my wife, Lupita. We live here in Downey. We love the city. We like the progress of Downey. And one time I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Mario Trujillo. Since then, I've been following Mario on social media. And I noticed that Mario is a very proactive person throughout our community all the time. Business friendly as well. And I think all the changes for the city are amazing. I believe that Mario Trujillo should be the next mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Speaker number 24.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Esther Hernandez Junco. I live in the city of Downey, District 3, with my husband and newborn son. It's been a blessing watching our little one grow in this vibrant neighborhood. I've got to say, being part of this district has been such a joy. The people, the parks, and the energy around here are just so amazing. And over the past few years, I've seen some incredible changes happening around our town. The city council has been fantastic. They've been fixing up our streets and alleys, making them so much better to drive and walk on. It's awesome when our council members are so hands-on and are ready to help out. Now, today is a special day. The council is voting for the new mayor, and I'm really rooting for Mario Trujillo. He's been on the ball, making things happen, and being so attentive to this community. I think he'd make an amazing mayor. I urge the council to vote yes for Mario Trujillo for mayor. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for that. Do we have any other speakers that we may have missed? With that, I will make a motion to close public comment. Do I get a second?
Second.
Okay, please vote.
The motion is approved unanimously.
Thank you. Now, moving on to consent calendar items. Are there any council members that would like to remove or abstain themselves from consent? Any items on consent? If not, is there a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar?
I move to accept consent.
Second.
Okay, please vote.
The motion is approved unanimously.
Great. Moving on to administrative reports. We have 2 administrative reports this evening. I will be taking item number 6 first, and that is the addition of New Year's Eve to the list of city holidays. City Manager Bradley, who do we have presenting this report?
Thank you, Mayor. I have James McQueen, Director of Human Resources, presenting the report this evening. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. The item before you this evening is a proposed resolution to add New Year's Eve to the list of observed city holidays. The proposed resolution will authorize the city manager to enter into side letter agreements with all the city's bargaining units to add this holiday to the existing holiday pay provisions. Additionally, this resolution will also amend Resolution 23-8155 to add this holiday to the resolution that covers pay and benefits for executive management, middle management, and confidential exempt employees. As part of Council's approval, Senate Bill 1436 requires local agencies to report out certain information prior to voting on changes in benefits for employees classified as executives. Under this bill, a summary of the recommended changes must be reported orally in the open session portion of the meeting prior to voting. Upon approval, the proposed resolution will add New Year's Eve to the existing holiday pay provisions for all city employees covered under existing memorandums of understanding and also resolutions. All other existing holiday pay provisions will remain as currently in place. Approval of this action will result in an expenditure of approximately $40,000 for the additional pay that employees would be eligible to receive by the addition of this additional holiday. Sufficient funding is included in the current fiscal year's budget. This concludes my presentation, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Council colleagues, are there any questions regarding this item?
I think it's pretty straightforward. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Go ahead, please vote.
The motion is approved unanimously.
Okay, moving on to our last item in our agenda tonight is the appointment of the Mayor Pro Tem and Mayor for 2024. that the City Council, number one, appoint the Mayor Pro Tem for 2024, and number two, appoint the Mayor for 2024. Do any council members have any questions or comments? I will open up the nomination period for the position of Mayor Pro Tem at this time.
Madam Mayor, I nominate my colleague Hector Sosa to be the Mayor Pro Tem for 2024.
I second the nomination.
Please vote.
The motion is approved unanimously.
Okay, at this time, I will open up the nomination period for the position of mayor. Is there a motion?
Madam Mayor?
Madam Mayor, I move to move Mayor Pro Tem as mayor.
I guess I will second it.
Okay.
Did you say his name?
Mario Trujillo as mayor.
Okay. So,
We have a motion on the floor in a second. Please vote.
Can I make a motion for nomination?
You may.
I'd like to say that this city was on lockdown for half the year with Zoom meetings, no public appearances. They could not fully represent the city. And that's when Mayor Frometa was mayor in 2021. She actually had half a term, and she was not able to do everything because we were shut down and protocols in place. This has been the first full year that she has been as mayor running our city. These last 2 years have been in turmoil, and because of key staff personnel that were resigning. However, just months ago, many of the new department heads have been replaced. Things are starting to come back. Our mayor has established a working relationship with a lot of these people that have come back on. She has the most experience on city council to do this. Her mission was to restore order in our council chambers, and she's accomplishing that, and that's a very hard task that she had to deal with. I feel, and as many do feel in talking with residents, our city is back on track, and that takes good leadership, which she has done. She continues this for another year as the foundation has been laid. Keep the foundation going, keep the ball moving, keep the momentum and the positive work that's been having. Our mayor is constantly in the public eye. She's always required of a good mayor is to be there, attending countless events, speaking with residents, even outside her district, many of her watch groups. She represents the city in numerous conferences, taking leadership roles. Residents are saying this is good leadership. I feel this is good leadership. Mayor Frometa has made a very strong leader in our city, taking action on political stances. I think I've spoken with so many people that feel she's excellent, and she should continue for another year, especially since this is going to be her final term. This is her final term of office. This mayor has been the voice of the people, and we are the voice of the people. And as such, I feel, and so do residents, I'm speaking for them, that she would be the best choice for mayor to continue building the strong and unified relationship she has with our new personnel and that we have in place now. But most importantly, she never had a true working full year as mayor when she was in office during the pandemic. Now, when the pandemic, everything, as I said, was shut down, this is the reason that she now deserves, and she has earned a full second-year term as mayor. And because of all these reasons, then I don't know if she would accept, but I would continue to have Mayor Frometa at the helm, and I would nominate her to be mayor for 2023 and 24 in the best interest of Downey.
I accept the nomination.
Wonderful. Is there a second?
So I think we need at this point a second for that amended motion, correct, John?
Yes, it would become a substitute motion if there is a second for that.
if I may.
I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
One thing I do say is that when I came to council, I decided to come to council because I felt like our council was divided, and I want to come here to, bring bridges and, work together as a team. So I'm willing to second any nomination. I think we're all equally qualified. Hopefully when the time comes for me to be mayor, you guys give me the opportunity to do so too. So I'll allow Hector Sosa to say any few words.
Yeah, so what are we doing here? We had two motions. What are we voting on?
Mario for mayor.
City Attorney, would you explain?
Yeah, just to clarify where we are, there was a motion and a second on that first motion, and there appeared to be a substitute motion made. I would just ask the maker of the motion to clarify that. If the substitute motion receives a second, then that motion was ordinarily heard first before the primary motion. And if that substitute motion does not carry, then the original motion is heard.
Yes, my motion is to nominate Mayor Claudia Frometa as mayor for 2023-24. And she's accepted, so I believe we need a second on that. What have you?
Horacio, were you, Mr. Councilmember Ortiz, you said you would you would second any candidate, or
I would back any, but I would still support my initial nomination. I think it's a transition, more a symbolic role, and so I would consider continuing my nomination for Mario Trujillo as mayor.
This is the residents.
We need to be able to have an opportunity to speak here. I'll tell you what, thank you, council colleagues, for voting me in as Mayor Pro Tem. I take that very seriously, and will continue to serve the city with dignity and keeping the city's best interests in mind. So just to be fully transparent with you, I've actually I've been contemplating this decision for the last couple of weeks, and where we're going to go from here. I believe in fair government. I believe in transparency, and Claudia Frometa has been a very strong leader. She's been a two-time mayor, and she has led us through a pretty dark time in the city, where we had turmoil and transition, and we lost several people, starting with our respected city manager, Gil Livas, and then there was a big mass exodus from that point. With that said, I can tell you, Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo, that one of the reasons I ran is because I didn't like the direction the city was going, and I didn't appreciate the ousting of Gil Livas at all, and the mass exodus that came from there. However, in the sense of unity, I'm telling you in front of all these fine people here that I will support you being mayor the next year, for us to come together. And again, I will tell you that it comes down between you and Claudia. There's rumors out there about me stepping in as mayor. I'll take the Mayor Pro Tem role, and I'll pay my dues. Everything Dorothy said about Claudia is right on. Claudia is a friend of mine. She's a very strong leader. But I believe that in order for us to move forward. And again, I will tell you straight up, I am not happy with what happened to Gildivas and the mass exodus that spilled out from there. I'm not a big fan of your affiliation with George Gascon. But with respect to fairness and opportunity, I hope that we can move the city forward together. So, and again, listen, this is, I've been going back and forth on this for the past couple of weeks, and it's very difficult for me to say this because I think Claudia is very capable for serving another year, and before her term is up, she may very well serve another year. And you know what? Either way we go, either way I go on this, there's going to be people who aren't going to be happy. And but you know what? We were elected to be here and make tough decisions. And you put your faith in us. I think moving forward collectively as a complete council, I think we're headed in the right direction with the balance we have right now. So I will give you an opportunity, give you that shot, see what you do with it.
Okay, with all that, let's vote.
And just for clarification,
Procedurally, there was a substitute motion made. Again, if that motion received a second, that motion would be heard first. In the absence of a second on the substitute motion, the original motion would be heard, just for clarification.
You know, and let me just add, and I know we have qualified people, we are the newest ones on there, but my motion is made because of the alignment that we are beginning to make. We are now, as they say, the train is taking out of the station again. We are getting a smooth start. Things are changing in a positive way. And the relationships that our mayor has made right now with some of our key personnel, I feel is very critical. It sets the foundation. It sets the foundation moving forward. And again, all of us will be able to run for another term. She will not be able, she's in her final term. And I feel that it's the best for the city that we have this smooth transition going through because the rest of us are not as qualified for running right now, but in the future we can be. So again, it's just in my interest of keeping that what's coming running through smooth again, and that we have those relationships and foundations and we can learn from it. Thank you.
Councilmember Pemberton, then is that a motion that you are making, a substitute motion? Just to clarify for the record in the minutes.
It's not a substitute motion, it was just expressing more of my reasoning for the motion that I had made originally.
Okay. This should never come to this, Downey. This is a council that has really been excited about having a complete council now. Our city has been through tremendous trials and tribulations. And those of us that went through the pandemic of 2020 and 2021, we can see there's no substitute for what we did and what occurred in our world. And we are certainly hopeful that, yes, as I said, and as has been said again, that better days are ahead of us. It is also important to remember that, and I think this was discussed in previous councils, with the current former councils in attendance, previous mayors, former Mayor Vasquez and former Mayor Guerra, that there is, every council member should have an opportunity to be mayor during their first term. Well, at the same time, we also need to remember that it cannot always be expected to be automatic. The idea of fresh ideas and new ideas of a new mayor coming in, you have to remember the work that we begin in 1 year, we don't see to fruition until sometimes 3 or 4 years later, sometimes when we're not in office anymore. And so we also need to understand that the ascension to this position is not automatic. It's learning to navigate the complexities of, yes, the policies and the politics and what it means when we represent our city. It takes time to build relationships and be part of committees and understand how to push policy forward. When the recalled Councilmember Alvarez was ascended to Mayor Pro Tem, there were consequences and repercussions to that ascension. That individual should never have been ascended to that position. And again, just because there is a natural progression, it doesn't mean that it needs to be. It needs to be the most qualified, but also someone that truly has a heart for service, someone that is willing to be at the council meetings every day that we are scheduled to be. And I am hopeful and I am looking forward to a new year under the direction and under the leadership of Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo. I think he will do a fine job. You are passionate about this community. And yes, we as a council, and for all transparency purposes, your council members will disagree. That is called discourse. And from the very beginning of when we took office, I've said we can agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Now, our city has gone through tremendous turmoil without needing it to be. And we have weathered very dark times. Now we are moving forward. We have new council members on board. And I need you all to understand, and again, and I don't say this with any word of condescension or any word of lacking respect to any one of you. But until it's one thing to read what we read on social media or the local newspaper, and a very different is to sit in these chairs and really navigate the policies that we're trying to implement and seek consensus without threats, without other type of situations that have been lived through. So I am happy that we have this council. I don't know why there were so many people here advocating for Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo, unless there was an inkling that he was not going to be voted. This community, I don't want to see a repeat of what we saw when we recalled that individual. That all of a sudden we have people coming here almost with, spikes and forks going in one direction. We are one community. And as your council members and as your elected officials with the same power of vote, we will make the decisions that we believe are the best for the entire community, because that's what you've entrusted us to do. And again, what has been started 4 years ago, maybe in the next 2 more years, things that I've started during my tenure may not come to fruition for another 2-3 years. And so for those reporters that are here in the audience, it's not about fresh ideas from a new mayor. Cities that have stability also have mayors that run for 4 years so that they can get work done. With all that said, I want our city to move forward, and I want us to really stop the misconception of disunity. What you see here is a representation of community. Dorothy Pemberton represents the percentage of our community that is Anglo-Saxon and that is English-speaking. And the rest of us Hispanics, I really pray that we do in the coming year or the coming years, that we do have people of Asian descent or even Indian descent in this council, if we truly want to be representative of our community. We need to stop playing the race card. Yes, we have a higher percentage of Latinos in this community, but just because somebody in this dais or anywhere else doesn't speak Spanish doesn't mean they don't understand our community. We're all immigrants at some point or another, and I just want to truly say we are going to move forward. And as Councilmember Sosa indicated, there has been trepidation. And Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo, there has been trepidation about, I know there's a lot of people here speaking on your behalf, but a lot of your absences on City Council, the turmoil that was created, really spoke volumes about who you were and really your passion for serving in this community. We are giving you an opportunity, and we really pray that you make this city proud and that you move us in the direction that we deserve to be moved. Please vote.
So the
I would just
substitute
ask Madam
motion,
Clerk to repeat the motion that is on the floor. I believe there was a sub-motion, and again, if that doesn't receive a second, then the original motion will be heard. So I believe we're at the point at which the sub-motion is, there was the maker of the motion, and I don't believe there was a second on that just yet.
so the substitute motion,
I need you to stop yelling from the side. You're not in this meeting.
The substitute motion dies due to lack of a second, and we will return to the original motion. A motion from Councilmember Ortiz, a second by Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo to appoint Mayor Pro Tem Trujillo as mayor for 2024. Please vote. The motion is approved with Councilmember Pemberton voting no and Mayor Frometa abstaining from the vote. Motion passes.
At this time, the City Council meeting will now adjourn in memory of Sergeant Michael Moran of the Cortez Police Department, who was killed while making a traffic stop. Sergeant Michael Abate and Trooper Alberto Felix of the Nevada Highway Patrol, who were struck and killed by a drunk driver. Police Officer Paul Tracy of the Waltham Police Department, who was struck and killed by a suspected drunk driver. Deputy Sheriff Paul Martin of the Mercer County Sheriff's Office, who was struck and killed while stopping the pursuit of a stolen vehicle. Firefighter Richard Rick Miller of the Henderson County Fire Department, who suffered a medical emergency after responding to an emergency call. And longtime Downey resident and Warren High School graduate Alvaro Pacheco, and the victims of the mass shooting at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. A moment of silence, please. It is 9:38. The meeting is now adjourned.